Get ready for dictation, please. 5 seconds. Start. Sir, I rise to support the Maternity Benefits Bill 2016. This was a product of long-standing demand of the country's trade unions. At the last Indian Labour Conference, there was a consensus on this matter. Ultimately, after 3 years, it is seeing the light of the day. I welcome the step. Sir, I fully express my agreement with the proposals made by honorable members who spoke earlier that whatever rights are there, those have to be increased further. The Honorable Minister must seriously ponder on that. The second point is that the passage of this bill will definitely give you great applause. But the purpose of the bill is to get the benefits delivered at the grassroots level. Out of my own personal experience at the workplace level, the present provision of 12 weeks maternity benefit implementation is hardly to the extent of 30%, that is 30% of the eligible working women are getting this benefit. Sir, in many places a woman has to join work by suppressing her marital status. If you are married, you will not be given the job, particularly in the emerging highly mechanized spinning mills and industries where a young woman has to join the job by suppressing her marital status, otherwise she is not going to get the job. The kind of enforcement machinery that is there, if these benefits are really to be delivered for whom it is meant for, I think the system has to be strengthened much stronger. Only then will it ensure the benefits. Thirdly, its implementation is also linked with various other factors. I crave the attention of the Honourable Minister because he has to reply. There are other provisions which are related to an effective implementation of that and even the eligibility of that. I think the government up in its sleeves has already put it in the public domain to bring a legislation called the Small Factories Amendment Bill, where all the factories employing up to 40 workers will be considered as small factories and they will be exempted from 14 basic labor laws, including the Maternity Benefit Act. Now, the bill has not yet come up. The government has proposed it to the trade unions and tripartite consultations have been held. The government has stuck to its guns, but trade unions have opposed certain provisions and now it is awaiting cabinet approval, after which it will come before this house. Now, when this bill comes up and by sheer strength of numbers it is passed, then this bill will ultimately be a piece of paper and nothing else. You can showcase it to the world that you have done like this, but actually no benefit will go because more than 90% of the industrial workers, say around 20% of them are women, they will be deprived of what you intended or what the parliament intends the benefits. So while supporting the bill, I also demand an assurance from the Honourable Minister and the government as such that under no circumstances the working women of any segment at their workplaces can be deprived of these benefits under any plea whatsoever, even if it is a law made by the Parliament, because that is up in your sleeves, that is going to come about as a trade union official, as I was part of the 44th Indian Labour Conference where this was unanimously recommended. I am also a part of that system. We have received your written proposal, and in your so-called small factories amendment bill, you are exempting small factories from the provisions relating to the Maternity Benefit Act. Now, when you have brought this, we welcome your magnanimity. We support this bill and we will get it passed, but at the same time, we will request for a little more magnanimity to ensure that the labor law reform is aimed at expanding the coverage of the labor laws to the entire workplace and not in your model of Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh or Maharashtra or Andhra Pradesh. It should not be made on a model which aims at pushing the workers out of the coverage of all labor law protection, including social security. So while commending this bill, I want a clear-cut assurance from the minister on this count. Then only your intention will be acceptable. Sir, while I support the content and intent of this bill, I have a couple of questions. Number one, more than 96% of women are employed in the unorganized sector, informal sector. I am raising this issue for the future. The government should not stop with this bill. It should keep on doing work on these issues. Among the women working in the unorganized sector, the women working in the agricultural sector constitute a major section. These women, they are mostly Dalits and tribal people, do not have access to any benefit because we do not have a central legislation for the agricultural workers.